Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome early evening to Hanover Insurance Park, Fitton Field, College of the Holy Cross, Don Boyle, Steve Riley. We're into the winners bracket games. One team has been eliminated already, and that would be Vermont, losing earlier today, and moving on, coming up with a nice win just a few moments ago, and the name escapes me already. Who do they play? Woodstock at Rhode Island.
Right.
That's right. I just want to make a couple of adjustments here, too. Our microphones, and all right, that should work out a little bit better there. Okay, there we go. You okay? How you doing? Speak for me.
Speak for you. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so we're just about set to get this going, Steve. Looking forward to it. As Braintree and Bangor. Braintree, Massachusetts, a state champ in Massachusetts, taking on Bangor, Maine. Bangor, Maine had an electrifying opening game, an early morning game yesterday. They scored 15 runs, so it's a team that can certainly
15 runs on
put up
15
some runs.
hits. And, you know, this Braintree, Massachusetts team, Don, they did bang out 11 hits in their 4-2 victory over Woodstock at Rhode Island earlier today at Clark University Field, where they actually won in 10 innings. And the pitcher on the mound now, the starter for Braintree, Massachusetts, Kyle Gray, actually closed the game out, the first game out. We're understanding that his pitch count wonder why they called them the Comrades, you know? We got different teams. In Greenwich, we have the Greenwich Cannons in Connecticut, right? It won Zone 4.
Pitch in for the strike call. Outfield, a little bit of a shift there with the center fielder Duffy. 1-2 steps towards left center field. Throw to the bag at first. Stoddard just got back. They nearly wrong-footed him over there.
Kind of an interesting right field down there, down 313 down the right field line. Then it juts out to 378 rather quickly. So that is a bomb out there in that Papagenos board, which is, or ad, which is right on the back side of the football scoreboard.
Count of 1 ball, 1 strike. It's been a warm day, Steve. It's rather hot and humid right now.
I think when they, instead of using to water down the field today, Don, they should have probably thrown Gatorade out there on the field. Give it some help.
Absolutely. Need some hydration.
Yeah.
Here goes the 1-1, and the runner pitch low and away. The throw on down, and it deflects off of Burns and barreling forward with Stoddard. He's built like a linebacker, and he went hard into the bag. Boy, he wanted that. That guy, that young man wants to win.
He certainly does. Well, earlier today, Kennedy did throw out a runner trying to steal from Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
They're in the bottom of the first. Yes, he does. Cowperwaite, the third baseman, waiting patiently with the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So started in scoring position. Gray took a long look at the runner, and the pitch missed outside. The count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I still wonder how, you know, Kyle Gray, how it's going to affect him today. I mean, even when you only throw 18 pitches, that means you warmed up. And most pitchers to come in and relieve will throw, 25 pitches or so to get ready. So you figure he's got his warm-up pitches, then he's got his warm-up pitches here, then he's got his 18 over in game 1. That all adds up.
Yeah, equals up to being young.
Yeah.
Kyle Gray looks in for the sign. The catcher, Alex Kennedy. Looks like he wants to pitch at the outside edge of the plate. And the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him. That's his second strikeout. Brings up Noah Misbrenner.
Now batting, the first
Misbrenner, the first baseman,
Noah
1 for 3 the other day. This Bangor team might be the biggest physically. You look at Stoddard down at the bag at second.
Maybe it's the Bangor football team.
Absolutely, they are strong-looking guys. That pitch missed down low.
Well, you got to be a tough person to live in Bangor, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the weather is harsh during the winter months. 1 ball, 1 strike. I should say no strikes. A pitch inside. There's a strike. I knew he was going to throw a strike, and the count goes 1-1.
Kyle Gray, they're throwing that curveball behind in the count, so he'll mix it up and keep the Comrades off balance.
Again, he checks Stoddard down at second. Time has been requested and granted to Misbrenner. Jesse Colford in the on-deck circle, the second baseman.
Interesting thing is, Don, is the Comrades actually have their bullpen sitting in the bullpen. Because most teams have them in the dugout in American League.
Outfield straight away for the lefty hitter. There's a big swing, little dribbler in front of home. Kennedy will collect it, fell down, throws the first, and got it there. That is a nice play, able to regain his balance there. 1-3, I should say 2-3 on the putout, and that will do it in the top of inning number 1. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more American Legion baseball. We played a half, Bangor nothing. Braintree coming to the plate.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Well, back here at Hanover Insurance Park in this winner's bracket game between Maine and Braintree, Massachusetts. And leading it off for Braintree will be Billy Sylvia, the right fielder. Alex Kennedy, the catcher, will bat second. Sean Casey, the designated hitter, will bat third. Batting in the cleanup spot is Joe Vanelli, the first baseman. Cole Flannery, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Stevie Burns, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Jackson Duffy, the center fielder, bats seventh. Nolan Freeman, the third baseman, eighth. And Justin Adams, the shortstop, will bat ninth.
So Ethan started going through his warm-ups out in the mound. Things have been delayed a little bit as the catcher, Tyler Park, has gone back to the dugout. Looks like he needed to make an equipment adjustment there. Noah Missbrenner will play first base. Jesse Colfer down at the bag at second. Zach Ireland is your shortstop today. Zach Cowperwaith is your third baseman. In left field, you have Austin Sheehan. Center field, Ryan Brookings. And in right is Ben Crichton. So Crichton will play right, and we're just about set to get it going here in the bottom of inning number one. Talk a little bit about Sylvia. What's he bring to the table as a leadoff hitter for Braintree?
Well, Billy Sylvia, Don, scored the go-ahead run in the top of the 10th inning in that game earlier this afternoon against Woonsock, which they won 4-2. He got on an error. So in the game this afternoon, he was hit by a pitch, got on an error, single, stole a base, flat out, and struck out. So he was 1 for 4, scored 2 runs. So he sets the table for him.
So Sylvia to dig in. You would think Stoddard has a big fastball. He looks in for the sign from Tyler Park. He's got his equipment adjusted, and we're ready to go at the bottom of one of a 9-inning game. In the first pitch, strike call over the inside corner. If he gets that call all day, he's in good stead. Brookings, a center fielder, a step or two towards left center. Big gap in right center field for Sylvia. And the pitch inside that miss, and the count goes 1-1. Bangor, Maine. They had to travel the furthest to get here, probably a good 4 hours to get here, minimum. Pitch over the head, and it clipped him. And Sylvia down to the bag at first, so you got a leadoff runner on for Braintree, and Alex Kennedy stepping up to the plate, the catcher.
Kennedy today, Don, pulled almost every pitch he was hitting today, although he did fly out to left once, grounded out to second base twice, hit into a 3-6-3 double play today. Was also hit by a pitch. It was out trying to stretch at home plate at one time. So he can pull the ball.
Started from the stretch. Ground ball, roll foul. Boy, that's some funky spin on it. Went off the foot of
hit off his shin.
Yeah, off of Kennedy, and that's why it had all that funk on it. It just kind of took a crazy skidding roll across the
ground. That's why a lot of batters
ground.
wear those shin guards on their front leg.
Yep. Sean Casey in the on-deck circle.
Adds insult to injury to a catcher, doesn't it?
It really does.
He gets banged up during the game anyway as a catcher, and now he has to whack one off his own shin where there is no guard there now.
They got a runner at the bag at first. Stoddard likes a sign from Park. And the 0-1. Missed outside and high. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that game won today, Don. Braintree, Massachusetts used 4 pitchers in their 4-2 10-inning victory.
Kennedy with that big open stance from the left side. He'll close it a bit. Started into the windup of the pitch. Ground ball hit through the hole on the right side. And now you got runners at first and second. And Sylvia's going to try to go to third. And the throw is going to come in real late. He can fly. Very aggressive on the base path. Now you got him on the corners with nobody out. and Sean Casey, the designated hitter, stepping up to the plate.
Well, there's one time where, if you had somebody from Bangor over there scouting him, you would have known that Kennedy pulls that ball on the right side a lot, so you could have shifted that second baseman over. That ball gets right through that spot where Woonsocket's second baseman was playing him this afternoon.
So Casey, the designated hitter, at the plate in a good position with runners on the corners and nobody down. Vanelli in the on-deck circle. Stoddard in a bit of trouble early on, the pitch up high.
Well, we have to see how the comrades are going to react on. I mean, you have a blowout the day before, and sometimes you get so overconfident you think that every game's going to be a blowout. And it's only as good as the next pitcher you face, really.
Here comes a 1-0. That pitch missed inside. The count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Middle infielders are back. They take a double play over a run scoring here. Try to prevent the big inning put together by Braintree. 2-0 pitch fouled off. That's a big, heavy swing there by Sean Casey.
Yeah, Sean Casey went 2 for 5 today. Had an infield single and an RBI and also a solid single. Struck out once, grounded to second once, grounded to the pitcher once, and certainly Stoddard would like to have one of those ground balls back to the pitcher now.
Runner goes first to second. Ground ball hit through the hole where the shortstop would be. That is a base hit, and a run scores. And they'll take an extra baseball. Got away from Sheehan. Quickly collected. Well, that's a good bit of hitting as Zach Ireland, the shortstop, started towards second when Kennedy took off. And Casey hit it where he wasn't.
And he's a right-handed hitter, so you wonder why the shortstop was being there. They were playing him actually to hit the opposite way.
So Braintree jumps out 1-0. And at the plate, Vanelli. The runners on the corner, still nobody out here in the inning. Stoddard's pitch, and that ball is going to hit and be hit way out of play, off to the third base side, to the top of the stands, near the concourse area. Now, they got Flannery in the on-deck circle.
What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, we would have been off the air with severe lightning coming down all around us.
The 0-1 from Stoddard. Runner goes. No, that's a bluff. The runner at first, Casey, taking those short steps. Looked like he was churning towards the bag at second. Didn't go. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Started again to look in for the sign from the catcher. Here comes the 1-1 and a swing and a foul tip to the backstop. Well, not the start that Bangor wanted defensively, Steve.
Yeah, Vanelli is a big hitter for this team, Don. Got a big 2 RBI double, or 1 RBI double to put his team ahead in that 10th inning, and also got a double and a single. So he was 3 for 5 today with 2 doubles. So a terrific hitter up there for Braintree now.
Here comes the 1-2, and there's a swing and a miss and a strikeout of John Vanelli. Yeah, he just looked up here and said, "Can you tell that guy to keep quiet?"
Yeah.
That is the first strikeout for Stoddard.
We used to do that myself. Tell the outfielders, back up. This kid's good. Watch him strike out,
This is Cole Flannery, the left fielder, now stepping up. He's another left-handed hitter. Well, for Bangor, if they can escape with just 1 run being scored. I haven't developed a favorite team as of yet. I have a sentimental feeling for Stanford, obviously. They'll play in the nightcap tonight. Their general manager passed away. Lost his battle with cancer just before the tournament began. Ground ball. Colford will field it. They get the out at second and on the first, and safe there. Laying it out was Flannery. It's important because Kennedy crossed the plate with a run. That'll be a fielder's choice. Casey retired. 4-6.
2-0 now. Well, on that play down, I watched a throw from the second baseman, a little off. Shortstop nearly almost did not touch the bag. And second base umpire, 1 of 3 out there tonight, so was right there to make that call.
So they got 2 outs and Burns at the plate. The second baseman. Late swing, fouls it off the opposite way. Well, this game got off just about on time. A little confusion getting everything together for it. Hasn't been a real relaxed tournament for us
No, it
as of
certainly
yet.
hasn't.
It's really
Hasn't
we've been scrambling.
Scramble from one place to the next, getting across town to a different field, and
trying to figure out what time teams are going to play.
yeah,
Lineups get up here a little bit
you
later
get to
than
parks
usual.
that have no parking.
You know, I miss Jim Bransfield of Middletown.
Yeah.
In Muzzy, I should say, in Palmer Field.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen.
Well, especially at Palmer when you have plenty of parking right there. This facility has plenty
Pitch
of parking as
in
well.
the feet
Can't find it.
of the catcher, Park, and taking second is Flannery.
Are they going to call that a wild pitch or a pass ball?
I'm going to go pass ball.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Looks like he
put
just
that one on the
lost
pitcher.
where it was. Yeah.
So now Burns has a runner in scoring position. 2 runs already posted up on the board for Braintree.
Burns got a big hit to lead off that 10th inning today.
Here comes a 1-2, and he hits one to right. Crichton will come on and make the catch. Burns is retired on a fly ball, and that's going to do it. RBI single by Casey. Another run scores off the fielder's choice, and they have a 2-0 lead. Back with the top at 2. Braintree on top.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American.
All right, welcome right back as we continue. Leading things off is Jesse Colford for Bangor, trailing by the score of 2-0 now. So Gray working with that 2-run lead.
Colford had a good game yesterday, Don. 2 for 3, 1 run scored and an RBI.
Kelly Gray into the windup. The 0-2 pitch. He's looking smooth thus far. Pitch up high, struck out 2 in the first. He did walk a batter. That was Stoddard. Thought he was being really cautious with the power guy for Bangor.
He's eligible for 102 pitches in this game, Don, after having thrown 18 in game 1, getting the save. And that Braintree coach, he knew the importance of getting into the winner's bracket.
Absolutely. Counted 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Colford. You got Island on deck, she in the follow. And the Gray pitch up high, and the count goes full 3-2. Yeah, you do not want to come out of the loser's bracket. That is a tall order.
Yep.
We're trying to get reports on West Hartford as they compete right now at a auxiliary spot. There's a strikeout taking on Rochester, New Hampshire. We do apologize. We can't bring you that one as Colford down. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Kyle Gray. And kind of mentioned it. He's kind of foxy out there on the mound, isn't he? Keeps you off balance as Ireland steps in.
He certainly is.
385 to straightaway center field, 332 down the line and left, and about 313 feet down the line and right. You got to really get it out of here to straightaway right field. 372 is the wall. bends on out in that direction.
And in his 1 inning save, Don, he struck out the final out of the game, struck out another batter. He had 2 Ks in that final 10th inning. 3 here this evening.
Into the windup is Kyle Gray in the pitch, swing and a miss. He's got himself another strikeout. Turned that one away from Ireland. That's his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Brings up Austin Sheehan, the left fielder for this Bangor team. I'll tell you one thing, Kyle Gray works quickly. He's ready to deal it already.
Yep. His time is called.
Yep.
You know, he has that kind of a windup that I talked about earlier today, Don, or in a prior game, that actually under high school rules in Connecticut, that's actually an illegal windup.
Pitch up and in. He doesn't line up behind the plate.
Right. Well, the left foot of the pitcher cannot begin in front of the pitching plate when you wind up. Obviously can in the stretch.
Here's the 1-0. Tried to drop it in. The curveball in there for the strike. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a strange rule, but they actually called it in a couple of state title games this year. You might remember the Waterford team, right?
Here's the 1-1. It was Burrows who pitched a marvelous game.
Yeah. Actually, that incensed them, right? When they told him to pitch that way.
2 out, nobody on here in the top of inning number 2. Pitch to the plate, fouled straight back towards us. The netting stopped it.
If I'm not mistaken, Don, the Bangor Maine batting helmets, they have individual helmets for each player. And if you look down there, they have like decals, sort of like what you do in a football helmet, right? For every positive thing you do. Some helmets have more of them than others.
1-2 pitch, just missed outside. Gray was looking for the strike call.
You strike out looking, do they pull one of those things off your helmet?
Yeah, exactly. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and the bases empty.
They got rally caps going down there already.
He's going to foul that off.
That strange thing where some players take the bill of their hat and they rub it on the side. I don't know if you've ever seen players do that.
I have.
Players down in the Bangor dugout. Usually you have rally caps like in the later innings, but.
Here's the 2-2 curveball in there for the strike 3 call. And he strikes out the side. That is his 5th strikeout for Kyle Gray. We'll be back with the bottom of 2. That's Fire All Braintree. They lead at 2-0.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Looks like the long-haired kid.
The what?
Long-haired kid out there,
Yeah.
right? Needs to lose some weight.
He's a big boy.
Lower, yeah. He's got strong thighs. You can see that. That's why he throws the ball that way. The kid that I can't understand is like you look at, unfortunately, the first baseman is not a big kid. I mean, tall-wise. You know, usually when you're first baseman would be taller. But, hey, if his bat is good, you got him out there. Cecil Fielder wasn't tall.
Well, we never went to commercial break there. We stayed right through it, so there you go.
I didn't know.
All right. I didn't know either. I lost my touch. This is Braintree coming to the plate here. They scored twice in the first. Jackson Duffy, the center fielder, to lead it off. Ian Stoddard on the mound. Yeah, always got to be careful of what you're saying.
What's that? Well, he does.
Yeah, right?
He's a tough kid with if you look at his thighs, he's huge.
Yep. Here comes the 0-1. Didn't do it on purpose. There's a little check swing foul. Not turn off the microphones just in case.
No, I mean, young man, that's the, you know. He's a big kid who wants to throw hard.
Duffy, Freeman, and Adams, the scheduled hitters against Ian Stoddard. Stoddard quickly became my favorite with his performance yesterday offensively. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He missed, tried to tickle that outside corner there. Cars keep buzzing up and down I-290. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout of Duffy. Second strikeout of the ball game for Ethan Stoddard. Brings up Nolan Freeman, the third baseman.
Well, he started this inning much better than he started the last inning. Last inning, he hit the first kid.
Yeah, this time
that runner got across the base, across the plate.
2-0. He scored 2 runs on 2 hits for Braintree here in the ball game. That pitch missed outside, ball 1. Well, Steve, 3 games tomorrow, 2 on Saturday, and an if game scheduled for Sunday if the wrong team wins the first game on Sunday.
Well, the Comrades had a couple of guys get up and throw just a little bit last inning. Just looked like they were just tossing each other down that right field bullpen.
Here's the 2-0. In there for the strike. We got a 2-1 count to Freeman. Copperwaith is the third baseman. Island the shortstop. Colford at second. Miss Brenner at first. Stoddard didn't get the strike call, and the count goes 3-1. Sheehan, Brookings, Crichton in the outfield from left to right. Ground ball off the glove of Stoddard. Going to try to chase it down. Going to have to hurry it. Underhands at the first and got it there, they say, in time for the out. So good recovery. 1-3 if you score.
Definitely a good recovery that time by Stoddard. He sprinted after that ball to underhanded over to Miss Brenner. Miss Brenner, one of those guys down at first base that he throws righty and bats lefty, right? As a Latino Martinez from the Yankees used to do that.
Justin Adams to the plate, the shortstop.
They say that for some reason, guys who throw righty, bat lefty hit more. They swing differently than
I can imagine.
Or lefty. They tend to hit the ball more down or line drives than
1-0 pitch, and that's lined in the center field on cue. And Justin Adams with a 2-out single. So that's the third hit of the ball game for Braintree. Brings up the top of the order, and Billy Sylvia. Now here's a guy you got to keep off the bases.
Yeah,
very quick. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first.
Justin Adams was 1 for 4 in the first game. They did not send him in the first game. He did not steal a base. Well, normally your number 9 guy does, especially with 2 outs. And he goes.
He does go, and the pitch is delivered down the right field line. Chased down by Crichton into the corner. Heading to third is Adams, and he put the brakes on him with the throw coming to the infield to Miss Brenner. Boy, if they'd sent him, he might have had a chance to make.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had a chance.
As that cutoff throw got away from the first baseman. It was a little wide of him. So Sylvia, great bit of hitting going the opposite way there. Now you got him on the corners again. Alex Kennedy 1 for 1 with a run scored to the plate.
Well, I was watching the third base coach on that, Don. It's tough when you have to try to judge where is the runner at the time that the fielder is starting to throw it. And on that one, yes, it would have been the time to hold him up. However, the throw then went offline, and that would have been an awfully hard throw for Miss Brenner over there. He would have been running to his right, have to stop, and then throw it across his body back home again.
Pitch down low, breaks away from the catcher Park. Here comes a runner home, uncontested to touch. That's a tough break there, and another run on the boards. Adams will score. Wild pitch.
The inning started with a strikeout and a ground ball back to first, and you get a single, a double, and a wild pitch, and it's 3-0.
Yep. Braintree just chipping away to gain the 3-run lead now. 2 in the first, 1 here in the second. Got a runner at third now. Sylvia is really fast.
Yeah.
Around those bases as quick as a cat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, if you hit with 2 outs, you'll be successful.
Yeah.
Kennedy trying to do that right now. 1-1. Again, the ball breaks away from the catcher, Tyler Park.
Yeah, again, Stoddard's one of those pitchers, Don. I know I keep harping on it because I'm a pitching coach, is that, he starts from the first base side of the rubber and steps in the hole, which is off to his right. And so he throws across his body. I like to watch pitchers work straight to the plate.
The 2-1, swing and a miss. Count goes level at 2-2. Brookings, a center fielder. Some shadows being cast by the trees beyond the left center field fence. He's standing in one right now.
Yeah,
One of those
getting
shadows.
shade.
Yeah. Ball hit high in the air to the right fielder. Crichton going up. To take a look. Backpedals and makes the catch. And Kennedy retired on the fly ball. And that'll do it. A run scores on the wild pitch. Was a couple of hits and one left. We'll be back with more baseball. The top of the third coming your way in just a moment.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back here to Fitton Field, Hanover Insurance Park. As we move on to the third inning of play, and the Bangor now trailing by the score 3-0 to this Braintree team. Kyle Gray looking solid out in the mound. Struck out 5 already. He'd like some quick outs, though, wouldn't he? A couple of, one pitch, ground ball out,
especially
things
to
like
keep
that.
a couple of one-pitch batters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch the dryness of the ground out there, Don, as the pitcher Gray kicks the dirt and see the dust go flying up in the air.
Crichton stepping up to the plate here. Big Ben, the right fielder today. First pitch in there for the strike. Gray doesn't mess around. He comes right at you.
Yeah.
Has walked one batter. That was Stoddard. He was cautious with the power hitter for Bangor. Brookings was in the on-deck circle.
Crichton was 1 for 3 in the last game, had 2 RBIs and 2 runs.
Bounces one to the third baseman. Freeman will throw it across the diamond. Got a good quick step on the crack of the bat, or the ping of the bat, and you have one down, 5-3. Brings up Ryan Brookings, a center fielder. Bangor here in the third inning, still in search of their first hit of the ball game.
Now batting.
Flannery, Duffy, and Sylvia in the outfield from left to right. You could probably get rid of your center fielder with Sylvia out there. He's so quick, the right fielder. First pitch cut the inside corner, that slow curveball. And it froze Brookings. You got Park in the on-deck circle, if we hadn't mentioned.
Brookings was 1 for 5 in the last game, but he had 3 RBIs.
Count goes to 0-2. Middle infielders, Burns and Adams, is set. The 0-2 pitch way outside. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gray looks in for the side from Alec Kennedy. And the 1-2. And that's a strike 3 call. That is the 6th strikeout of the ball game. Boy, he just freezes you at the plate there. It's Tyler Park coming on up. Struck out his first time.
Catcher number 6, Tyler Park.
And the batter, Ryan Brookings, just didn't believe it. He shakes his head as he walks off.
Kind of a late call there by the plate umpire. He's done that with a couple of strikeout calls. He deliberates it a little bit. First pitch, foul back. Started in the on-deck circle. He's been the only base runner thus far. Count now 0-1. Kyle Gray into the windup and the pitch. That's a nice play in the backhand by Adams.
Down.
Couldn't make the throw. Yep, lost his footing there, and what a play to go get it. So that's a base hit for Tyler Park, but terrific defense by Justin Adams. Just to knock that thing down. Hold on to it, really. He didn't even lose it.
And once he stepped
Just
onto
fell
that
down
outfield
on his own.
grass,
Yeah.
it was, whoops, there he goes.
So Ethan Stoddard to the plate with a swing of the bat. He
Tied
can
up.
certainly make it close.
Or not tied up. Yeah, you can't get a
Yep.
3-run homer here. Earl Weaver used to call that one the best
Yep.
offensive play in baseball.
Why don't you go down to second base and see if he hits one
3-run
out.
homer. Yeah, well.
You run the bags down there.
Yeah.
You can sneak out there.
I think I could have hit some of these hitters.
Pitchers.
Some of these pitchers. Well, I would have hit him if I was pitching.
Here comes the 0-1 from Gray. Missed outside. He's been keeping that ball away from Stoddard.
They're playing him deep enough. You know, he
Yep.
must be about, what, the center field about 350, 360 away.
Yep. He's not in the shadows.
Yeah. That would have been close to the fence over there at Clark University.
Gray will throw to the bag at first. Here in the top of the third inning. One strike call. The count goes 1-2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a pitch you really can't pull. If you're Stoddard, you have to go the other way with it. And you do have an opening there between first and second base. Take that outside pitch to right field. They're playing him to pull.
Yep.
The lights have just been turned on here at Holy Cross. Is it the College of the Holy Cross, right? Or is it the university?
College.
College.
Yep. Here comes the 1-2. Runner goes. Ball hit on the ground. Adams will pick it up. And onto the bag at first. Now that's nice and routine for that shortstop. And that's going to do it. Started, rolls out 6-3. No runs, you had a hit. One left. We're back with the bottom of 3. 3-0. Braintree on top.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
5 of 7.
All right, welcome back. Yeah, we're just talking about the temperature. 82 degrees of temperature at 6:55. That's pretty warm.
Yeah, it's still muggy here at College of the Holy Cross Field. Finn Field at Hanover Insurance Park. Well, Don, it's the Pierre Post 8-0 in Johnston. Post 3, the top of the second. Henderson, Nevada's leading Chico, California, 4-1.
Scores from around the country. Sean Casey, John Vanelli, and Cole Flannery scheduled to hit for Braintree.
I like this one. Yakima Valley 5, or 4 rather. Missoula, Montana 3.
Pitch from Stoddard in for the strike. Casey today 1 for 1 with an RBI. Yep, the 8 different regionals all ongoing now.
All the teams that are still vying for a shot in that tournament.
0-1 delivered out to right field for a base hit by Casey. Waited on that pitch, and that's the 5th hit of the ball game for Braintree. I'm impressed. Were they this patient at the plate in the game earlier today?
Yeah, they were. I mean, they got 11 hits today as well. Quietly confident team, too. I mean, even when they were down 2-1 in the 9th with 1 out, they just swung the bat still. They didn't start getting timid.
So they got a lead runner on, number 3 hitter in the lineup, and Vanelli, who struck out in the first, to the plate. Looks like he's swinging away, and the pitch in there for the strike call from Ethan Stoddard. Outfield straight away. One over for the strike. Shrewsbury tonight, and they'll take on Stamford.
Yep. Shrewsbury went deep into last year's tournament too, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
0-2 pitch. Bounce foul, first base side. Athletic play by the first base coach down there for Braintree. Vanelli behind the count, 0-2. Pitch up high, the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Copperwaite, the third baseman, playing step or 2 behind the bag there. Ireland to the lip of the grass at shortstop. And the 1-2 pitch missed outside. The difference between Gray and Stoddard, Gray's getting the curveball over.
Yeah. Stoddard's having trouble. And I said a lot of it, I believe, is that across the body toss, which makes it that much harder to pull the arm back and get that good spin on the curveball.
2-2, popped up and out of play, off to the left. Not a bad crowd of attendance for this one. It'll be interesting to see what Shrewsbury brings tonight.
Yeah, you would think so, especially they're now in the winner's bracket.
Two-two pitch, and that missed outside. Full count.
There it is.
Ball 4. So Vanelli draws the walk. I got runners at first and second with nobody out, and Cole Flannery to the plate.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 7.
Reached on a fielder's choice. Brought home a run.
And that's going to bring out the coach of Bangor, Maine. He's going to make a slow walk now out to talk to Stoddard. They did have 5 guys in that bullpen down there to right field line. And then at the end of the last thing, they called them all back into the dugout. They were sitting out there for the whole game. So they had 5 guys, but no burgers and fries down there in right field.
The conversation taking place.
Now there's going to be some activities. They're sending down a lefty for Bangor, Maine. That's number 10, Noah Tappan, going down there to start tossing now.
Conversation continues. Plate umpire will break that up quickly.
Let me see. The winning pitcher in that game this morning yesterday was Farnham.
He pitched a pretty fine game.
Yeah, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, only 1 earned run. 2 walks, 4 Ks. Not bad. Not bad at all.
So you got 2 on. Nobody out for Flannery.
Show and bunt.
Pitch over for the strike. Miss Brenner charging for the bag at first.
And he took that pitch. You don't know if he was directed to bunt that time. 'Cause that was a good one to bunt because you could have bunted that to the third base side as that was right on the outside corner. As the first baseman, Miss Brenner, is charging on the pitch from first. They were anchoring at third base.
It's a long way to go for that second baseman to wheel over.
Yeah.
Colford is he's ready to break. Now going to throw to the bag at second. It deflects off of Ireland. And scooting to third goes Sean Casey. So they had to play on. Then the ball overran by the center fielder. They ran it just a little bit. That was Brookings, but no more advancement.
They call that one an E on the pitcher. I would
Absolutely. E1.
Yeah. There was a time play that time. You wanted that the second baseman tore away from second base bag. Make out like it was covering first, and the shortstop tried to slide in behind, but he threw it away.
Pitch to Flannery. Now the infielders come in a bit all the way around.
Yeah, the middle infielders staying back, though. So that means a ground ball, they give up a run. There's nobody out, and that's probably why.
They're a little tighter than usual, though.
Yeah. Third baseman is back, too, though. Yeah. The only ones that are really up is the first baseman.
Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Which is the odd thing, because the first baseman is actually, with a left-handed batter up, you would think he might be a couple steps back. He still would have time to get the ball, step on first or throw it home.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Lofted foul, third base side.
It's one of those times where if you're going to hit a ground ball, you don't want to hit it hard. Well, that center fielder out there for Bangor, Ryan Brookings, is now covered in shade. So his left fielder and right fielder are in the sun.
Pitch it on the ground. It's nice there on the backhand side by Ireland. They come home.
And nobody's going to be.
And now they throw the third. The runner scrambled on back there. That's Casey. So now the base is loaded.
Got rid of it too soon.
On the fielder's choice.
The runner started breaking down from third base. The shortstop backhanded it and then threw it. And he threw it too soon to the plate.
Nice play by Ireland to snare that on the backhand side.
I would imagine that's a fielder's choice, not a base hit.
That's what I put down as a fielder's choice. Steve Burns at the plate. Now the base is loaded and nobody out.
Now they're up on both corners, back in the middle for a double play.
Burns with a fly ball out his first time. And the pitch.
Ooh, they're going to call that an error, right?
No,
now they're going to put up the error.
Actually, they did not put an error up on the throw to the outfield by the pitcher.
They did not.
No, they did not.
That's strange.
Here's the ball bounced down to second. They get the out at the back at second on the first. They get the double play. Knocked down on the play was Ireland on the slide there by Flannery going in. So Casey will cross. That's a key run.
Yeah. 4-6-3 double play.
4-6-3 double play. So you have 2 out. Runner still at the bag at third. And that lead grows to 4-0. Well, they'll take the double play. Duffy to the plate. Ground ball right back to Stoddard. And that will end the inning. All right, we'll be back. Somewhat. They escaped there. Bases loaded, nobody out. They only gave up 1. Double play certainly helped. But it's a 4-run differential through 3. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay with us.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered.
All right, welcome right back. And Zachary Helperwaith at the plate, struck out his first time. 6 strikeouts through 3 innings of work for Kyle Gray of Braintree. He has been dominating force. The infield single, that came back in the third.
You know, a little bit different uniform. I'm surprised they allow it on Coperthwaite, as he has those maroon socks with white stripes and maroon sleeves when everybody else has got blue stretch socks.
Pitch missed outside.
And either dark blue or no sleeves.
Get rid of that fashion stuff. Here comes a 3-0.
Well, no,
automatic
isn't there
strike.
a rule that
Yeah.
says everybody has
Well,
to be
you have
uniformed the same way?
You would think.
Yeah. I mean, the last game, the umpire wouldn't let the coach on the field without a hat, remember?
That's tomahawked into the ground. Foul. Well, you make a good point there. Well, I don't like it when you see some guys wearing the pants long and some pull them up, like the old style.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't complain if I was coaching, you know, if I was the Braintree coach, but, you know, it's just an unusual thing. You usually don't see that, where they have different colors entirely on the rest of their uniform.
Miss Brenner on deck for this Bangor team. They got a lot of work to do here in the 4th inning, down 4-0. And Gray looks like he's going to be real stingy tonight. They got to figure out a way to get his pitch count up.
Yeah.
That's a strike 3 call over the outside corner. That's a 7th strikeout of the ball game for Gray.
Yeah.
Now batting, first baseman number 25, Noah Miss Brenner.
So Miss Brenner stepping up to the plate. Noah in the ball game. Tapped one back to the pitcher.
Catcher.
To the catcher.
Yeah, remember he fell down.
That's right, to the catcher. Yep.
Yeah.
Got a long toss going on. The ball got away.
The ball got away from
bullpen.
the bullpen down there. Not a very good thing for a coach to see. You know.
That's a strike call the inside corner. Got Colford in the on-deck circle. Jesse struck out. What else is new? Gray struck out the side in the second.
It's a rip.
He won't strike out the side here. That's a long bomb over the head of Sylvia. Not an easy thing to do by that 7:32 mark. And Miss Brenner's thinking 3. Here comes a throw. On time, the tag. Did they get him? Yes. He couldn't find the bag. It looked like he had slid underneath the tag of Freeman. That will go as a double. But no, Miss Brenner.
Who threw it at the shortstop?
He
on
was
the relay?
flying. That was the second baseman.
The second baseman, so 9-4 to 5. But he did get a double on that.
Well, Sylvia has that exceptional speed, got to that ball quickly. That certainly helped, and the throw was dynamic by Burns.
And as the slide came in, if he slid straight into the bag, he would have been safe. Yeah.
He slid to the inside of the bag and kind of missed it.
Missed it. And then the tag initially missed, but then they got him on the way back to the bag.
So good work by Freeman to stay with it.
Yeah.
So here's Colford. That's the second hit of the ball game.
Yeah, that was a good hit, too.
Bangor, he really walloped that.
Yeah.
That's popped up.
That's going to be up on the concourse
right
behind
behind us. You could hear it drop on down.
Yeah. It's your car, Don. I hate to tell you. Isn't it over there?
No, my car.
Oh, you moved it back into the
my
lot?
car.
Okay.
Mark Robbins moved it for me. He was here today.
Oh, okay. Mark Robbins was here?
Yeah. For Channel, for Frontier.
What was he doing here? Is he still here? Or
he was doing highlights. He was getting some highlights from the West Hartford game.
Oh, the West Hartford game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Earlier.
That's true. They're a Hartford team.
Yeah. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that ball hit high up into the air to the left fielder. Flannery is going to backpedal and make the catch for the inning's final out. So that's going to do it. You had the double, but Miss Brenner tried to stretch it to a triple, thrown out 9, 4, and 5. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th. All Braintree, 4-0 right now.
Discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined. I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back as Nolan Freeman will lead things off here in the bottom of inning number 4. Steve Riley as Braintree steps up to the plate.
And Freeman grounded back to the pitcher his last time up.
It's a ground ball down to the shortstop. This time Island comes up gunning, and his throw sails over the head of Miss Brenner.
Tag him. Nope.
And runner back to the bag. So Ireland was full of energy going after that. He's just a little quick, I think, with some of his ball handling skills.
And he didn't throw over the top, so ball was launched.
That'll be an error. E6.
Yep.
Brings up Justin Adams. Adams singled and scored back in the second inning on a wild pitch. 2 errors committed now by Bangor. Throw to the bag
luckily
at
for
first.
Bangor, that's a short overthrow area, right?
That's
So
right.
you can't advance the runner. It's
Ricochets away over there. Brookings in center, Sheehan in left. Crichton the right fielder. Bunt attempt.
Justin Adams singled and scored his last time up.
7:13 now.
And he got a single in game 1 earlier today.
Count 0-1 to Adams. And the pitch to the plate, and it's bunted third base side.
Nobody's covered
Stoddard
third.
will throw to the bag at first. They get the out there. So Freeman up a bag on the sacrifice bunt. You have one down. Brings up Billy Sylvia.
Stoddard threw a curveball down, and that's some of the times an easier pitch to hit down on the ground. So a good bunt that time by Justin Adams, and he gets the job done. His teammates come out to give him a high five.
Sylvia's been hit by a pitch and scored. He's also singled. And really hustled after a ball that was hit way over his head. And has a line drive, and that's going to turn into a double play. Colford caught it. Ireland covered the bag at second. Sylvia hit it on the nose, but pays the price on the double play, and that's going to do it in the 4th. Back with the top of 5, still 4-0. Braintree with the lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, we're back with the top of the 5th inning. Here's your line score. For Braintree, 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. And for Bangor, Maine, no runs, 2 hits and 2 errors. Braintree, Massachusetts, Bangor, Maine.
Other than that bomb by Noah Missprinter in the last inning, Don, it's been all Kyle Gray, who, for those of you who didn't know, in the first game he actually closed it out in the bottom of the 10th inning, throwing 18 pitches there, and started this game, and he's been stellar, striking out 7, only walking 1.
He's given up just the 2 hits. One of the infielder variety. That was back in the 3rd. This is Zach Island, who struck out back in the 2nd when Gray struck out the side. So Island, Sheehan, and Crichton, the scheduled hitters.
I don't know what they're talking about there.
Where's that?
No, the home plate umpire was making some kind of gesture to somebody. I don't know.
Adams and Burns, the middle infielders.
Yeah, and here's another player with those maroon stretch stockings. It must be their high school uniform parts, I bet you. Wherever they play high school, I would imagine.
Could be.
Let's just check it out. The Bangor Comrades. Oh, they don't have it on their schedule of what high school they're from on their
roster
program roster. Yeah.
1-0 swing and a miss, and the count goes level at 1-1.
Well, they might have home and away things too. I never thought of that one, right? So it might be they flip-flopped them. They might have like a home shirt and they wear maroon and they wear blue when they do another one. So who knows?
Bangor, the only team not to have played earlier today.
Yeah, they had the day off after they were the only game to play a full game yesterday. 7-inning Mercy game.
Yeah. Well, actually, Rochester, New Hampshire, too. Same situation, just 1 game today. They're taking on West Hartford as we speak. I don't know if we'll get any updates or not. We can find out down Press Row here. A lot of folks eating a banquet down there from what I can see.
Yeah, you can see all kinds of food down
what's
there. A
going
lot
on?
of food here at the stadium.
Yeah, we didn't get
Even
we didn't get
fried
invited
dough,
into
chicken
that stuff.
fingers.
Yeah, all healthy stuff. I mean.
Yeah, cheeseburgers, hot dogs. At least they got hot dogs, though, remember?
Here's the 2-2, and scoreboard, because everybody was eating, must have been reflected wrong, because there's ball 4 to Zach Island. See what happens when you start eating?
Well, you got to eat sometime.
That's when I put those big productions together. When we use 4 cameras, 3 camera productions, they all want to eat just prior to the game. I try to discourage it because
they don't
as soon as you eat, you just don't want to work anymore. Austin Sheehan struck out, called out on strikes his
Slave
first
driver.
time.
Right? He doesn't want anybody to eat.
That's right. Pitch to the plate, turned on and fouled off. A runner at the bag at first.
The College of the Holy Cross Field, home of the Brave Hearts.
Another throw over to the bag.
He was going because they had him leaning towards second base.
Bangor's going to do something to try to break up the rhythm of Kyle Gray. Lead-off walk to Ireland, trying to take advantage of that. Down 4-0 here in the top of the 5th. Hefty swing fouled off the opposite way by Sheehan.
No activity in the Braintree, Massachusetts bullpen. They used 4 pitchers in game 1. The one who threw the longest, I believe, was the number 2 pitcher, Jack Collins. John Teller started the game today for them.
0-2 pitch, tad high. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Kyle Gray came in in the 8th inning, I believe. It's Joe Vanelli who came in the 9th, or Kyle Gray might have come in the 8th and 9th or 10th. It was Vanelli who came in the pitch at the end.
Swing and a miss, another strikeout. So Sheehan goes down swinging for the 2nd time in the ball game. He's been struck out, and I have 8 strikeouts. So Ben Crichton stepping up to the plate.
I thought Sheehan walked.
Grounded out. No, that was Ireland.
That was Ireland?
Walked.
That's right,
Yeah.
You're right. Ireland walked. Sheehan wish he walked.
Absolutely. So Crichton, who grounded out 5-3 his first time, is up. You got Brookings in the on-deck circle. Kyle Gray. Pitch foul back, came with a fastball. He's not overpowering,
No.
but he's got good location.
I saw him throw a couple
curveball.
change-ups
Yeah.
in his 1 inning of work. Just not many, maybe one I think I
Yeah.
saw him, but mostly fastball, curveball. Keeps it low for the most part. Yeah, it is kind of surprising to me that he struck out 7 or 8 guys. It's 8 guys already.
Count goes 2-1. His control's been pretty good.
Yeah, he had good control. It's not like he's dominating speed-wise.
He has walked 2, giving up a couple of hits. The runner goes. Crichton's going to deliver a base hit the opposite way to left field. And stopping at second is Ireland. They've already had a runner thrown out here in the ball game. Solid hitting there by Crichton going the opposite way. Now you got him on the corners. 1 down, and Ryan Brookings to the plate.
Now batting the center fielder,
I
number
get a
8,
feeling with this
Ryan
Bangor team, when they get hot, well, obviously in game 1, they
in
start
game
the
one, yeah.
banging around. They can hit in contagious fashion.
Yeah, if you look at the batters, Park with 2 hits, Stoddard with 3, Copperthwaite with 2. This is all the last game. Ireland with 2, Colfer with 2, and a host of others with 1. So, and out goes the coach of Braintree, Massachusetts, to have a conference.
Yeah. Gray still has the ball in his hand.
Doesn't want to let it go.
Yeah. Plate umpire says, all right, they've had long enough. I'll take a walk out.
He's taking a circuitous route to the mound, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
I've never seen that before.
going to the wide side.
No, maybe he wanted to get into that shade of the player's shadows.
Hustles back
know.
behind home plate. The top of the 5th. Bangor trying to put something together now with 1 down. They got runners at first and second. Brookings to the plate.
Well, you want to get these next 2 batters. You certainly don't want to pitch to Stoddard with, bases loaded or something.
Here comes the offering. Off
That was a
speed, got him.
change, yeah. Nice pitch.
Cat goes 0-1. Runners lead from the bags at first and second. A little soft liner. They got the runner off the bag at first. That's going to be a double play. So Brookings with that little soft liner right back to the pitcher. Quick reflexes. Yeah. That'll go line 1 and then 1-3 to end the inning. Tough break there. Looked like they had something
certainly
going. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of 5. 4-0. Braintree. They continue the lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Nice to be part of American Legion Baseball for yet another year here at the Northeast Regionals. I think it might be something like our 10th year or so, Steve Riley. It's been a while.
I remember when you did it, though, with Phil Brodsky up in Burlington, Vermont.
Oh,
right?
yes, that was a while back now. My good buddy Phil Brodsky.
Yep.
Alec Kennedy to the plate.
Done it in Old Orchard Beach.
Yep.
I did a game one year, Manchester, New Hampshire. Yeah. That was the artificial turf park.
Yep.
Bristol, obviously, we've done a number of years.
Yep. This is Alec Kennedy to the plate. He's 1 for 2, and he'll foul that
I was
off.
talking to some of the Shrewsbury players who were in the press box during all that rain activity, and was telling them about the game we started at 11 o'clock. Was 11:15 one year with Bristol?
Might be that way tonight.
Against Vermont.
I might be staying overnight here.
Yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike the count. My tennis game is going to go to blank.
Your
Kennedy,
tennis game?
Casey, Vanelli. Yeah.
There's a tennis court right behind us.
I know. I didn't bring my racket with me, though. Who am I going to play with, myself?
Yeah. Just bring a bag of tennis balls. You had to see it down at Clark University. Tennis balls were flying on the field in right field. Because there was tennis courts beyond right field. Yeah. So there was errant hits were coming over the fence. They had to keep stop and play to throw them back.
Here comes the 3-1. That's hit on the ground right at Colford and onto the bag at first. And you have 1 out. Kennedy retired 4-3.
Kennedy pulls it again. That's the same. That Bay City guy was almost in that little bit to the right of that spot.
Brings up Sean Casey. Casey 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored today. Number 3 hitter having a big day, 2 for 2. We're talking about teams that impressed us. I'm impressed with Rochester, New Hampshire. I like their demeanor, the way they carry themselves. Stanford, we know them well. We give them lots of respect. And I think I like this Braintree team a lot.
Yeah, they seem to play very well, defensively. If I remember right, in the first game today, they only made 1 error. But they had to use 3 pitchers today, right? So and Kyle Graves on the mound now from them is one of the 3. So they also used Jack Collins, a lefty, who came in on the 4th inning. Came out later, I think, in the 8th inning or so.
We're in the 5th inning. Just wanted to update our tabulations on our scoreboard there.
And John Teller started the game. And he lasted 1, 2, 3, I think it was 3 innings. So they were trying to time him to get him out in the pitch count rules. So whatever strategy they're employing, we'll find out as it gets later in the tournament. You'll see all the strategy play out.
2-1 pitch, lofted down the right field line, drifting towards the bullpen in foul play. Crichton gave it a long run over there. Ethan Stoddard hanging in there. He's given up 4 runs on 5 hits.
Yeah, they do have a pitcher still warming up down there. Number 7 for Bangor.
Got a big double
Gary
play
Farnham.
in the 3rd, didn't he? That 4-6-3 double play.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, actually, that one was a line out 4-6, right? That was a double play.
Ground ball. Hit down to the shortstop. Island will go onto the bag at first for the out. 6-3 if you score it. I actually wrote that one 4-6-3. I think that was the that was a different one. The line out.
Different one. That was in the 3rd inning.
That was in the 5th inning. It ended the 5th.
1,
that was with Gray on the mound.
3. 4th inning was the L4-6. Right? They're in the 5th inning now.
This is back in the 3rd.
Yeah, in the 3rd inning there was a 4-6-3 double play.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good one, too. That was the side shuffle, little toss.
Yep.
Side shuffling by the second baseman.
We're in the bottom of the 5th.
Jesse Colford made a nice play there that time.
That pitch lofted foul. Count 0-2. Ethan Stoddard wants to work quickly. Benelli does oblige. Count 0-2 to John. Struck out his first time walk the second time around. So he's 0 for 1 today. Got Flannery in the on-deck circle. Miss Brenner will handle that and a touch of the bag, and that's a 1-2-3 inning, the first of its kind for Ethan Stoddard. So he'll take that right there. All right, we'll be back with more right after this. 3 unassisted if you like to score it. 6th inning on its way. Still a 4-0 game.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community.
All right, we'll be back to the great messages from American Legion as Tyler Park will lead things off. They do more, don't they, than just baseball, all kinds of wonderful programs. Boy Scouts, Boy State is actually a terrific event. There's a bunt attempt by Park to get on, and it's going to roll foul territory. Kennedy will touch it and foul play.
Yeah, you never know. That's why you sweep it fouls. It's,
Yep.
You know, you see that lip of the grass. Sometimes you hit it, and it scoots back the other way. Can't take any chances.
Lights are on here at Fitton Park, or Fitton Field, inside Hanover Insurance Park. Top of the order, Park, Stoddard, and Cowperwaite, the scheduled hitters for Bangor here.
Some of these names are very interesting across the nation in these Legion teams. Lake Emery, Missouri beats New Orleans 8-2. Leesburg, Virginia defeats Wesleyville. Looks like that must be Pennsylvania, right? 6-2. Napoleon, Ohio gets defeated by Oshkosh. I didn't even know that was a real place.
Yeah.
They lost 9-8. I said, we're going to Oshkosh, right? Oshkosh wins 9-8, so.
1-1, the count and the pitch.
Good
Bunted
bunt.
again by Park. Fielded barehanded by Freeman. The throw will be late. So Park with an infield single on the bunt.
You might notice that time, Don, is that the Freeman there, he did barehand it, which was a good one. He should have just thrown it from there. Brought it back to his glove. That took like a split second longer to get rid of it.
That brings up Ethan Stoddard. Stoddard today is grounded out and walked. Grounded out to the shortstop, Justin Adams.
Sometimes those bunts could ignite a team.
Stoddard trying to help his own cause here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch from Gray. Off-speed pitch up high. He was looking fastball.
Yeah, there's some activity down in that Braintree bullpen. I would have expected it by now into the 6th inning, right?
Gray again will peek at the runner at first. That's Park. Runner goes, pitch inside. The throw on down, and the slide almost a little short there by Park.
Yeah.
I thought for a second he might come up short. Kennedy's throw got down there a little tardy. Burns, the second baseman, covered. But that's a stolen base for Park.
Yep, Kyle Roach is I believe is the pitcher down the left field line, throwing for Braintree.
Now Stoddard's got a runner in scoring position. Hits are getting closer, 5-4 in favor of Braintree over Bangor. But the scoreboard, 4-0. Braintree scored runs in the first 3 innings of the ball game. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third for the lead.
You know, Bangor's had a little bit of hard luck, you know, with that 1-3 double play last inning. And their strikeouts, you know, theirs are big.
Again, he's being cautious with Stoddard. I think there was probably a big buzz that went around the local baseball world that he hit a home run here out to left field. He clobbered it. And that's ball 4. So now you got runners at first and second.
Nobody out.
Zach Cowperwaite coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 now. He has struck out twice.
Yeah.
So pitching around Stoddard, you got to get to this guy. This guy's got to hit it for him now.
And Copperthwaite was 2 for 5 in that game yesterday with 2 runs and an RBI. So he's got to. You would think he's going to come through here for him. Gray will have something to say about it.
Number 3 hitter in the lineup. Good opportunity again for Bangor to try to creep back into this contest down by 4. That ball hit high in the air, shallow, right center field. Duffy got on his horse and made the catch. They're going to tag the runner,
early.
And he'll slide in. Let's see if they do appeal it. We'll find out.
I don't know if they're going to try to appeal that.
Now batting, the first baseman.
They will put runners on the corners.
I don't know. I thought he might have left too soon.
No, Misbrenner to the plate. Doubled with a long clout to right field. His last plate appearance. He's 1 for 2 today. Tapped one in front of the plate. The catcher made a nice play on earlier. The runner goes. No, he bluffs. Stoddard back to the bag at first.
Yeah, you got to try to stay out of the double play here with 1 out.
I think they were trying to do that in the last half inning, and unfortunately it was a little soft liner back to the pitcher.
Yep.
They got a balk ball.
Yep.
And that's going to bring home a run.
Yep.
Stoddard will go to second.
Well, that's what happens when you're worried about the runners too much.
Yep.
You know, they balk in a run.
So it becomes a 4-1 contest.
Balk. And usually everybody starts squawking in the dugouts when that happens. You know, yelling like a chicken, balk, balk, balk.
Pitch inside.
Yeah.
Got a big gap out there in left center field.
Yeah.
Misbrenner tried to stretch a double into a triple. Probably had it if he didn't slide wide of the bag.
Yeah.
Gray looks in for the sign. Here comes a 2-1. That's belted foul the opposite way.
Slapped. This is a guy, looks like you really want to try to get that. Once you get that fastball, you want to try to go change up.
2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got to pitch the waist here because he's got that good control. He can really tease him here. The 2-2 worked him outside. The count goes full 3-2. Colford in the on-deck circle. Bottom part of the order hasn't done much at all.
So it's, you wonder about that sometimes. If you walk them, does it turn out to be a blessing in disguise sometimes? You walk the big hitters.
Tomahawk down the Burns. He'll field it. On the first 4-3, Misbrenner retired. Brings up Colford, who's 0 for 2.
Stoddard trots down to third base on the play.
But Colford doing his last plate appearance. That was very
Flight
sloppy.
out to left.
Yeah, I didn't write it down well. Colford hits it on the nose, but right at Justin Adams. And onto the bag at first. That nice eye-high hop. 6-3 ends the inning. The run scores on a balk. 4-1 you score. Back with a bottom of 6.
Fans, if anyone would like to buy a 50-50 raffle ticket, we will be selling them on.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's what...
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
All right, welcome right back. Nice rendition of God Bless America. Well, half inning earlier than expected.
I know. We usually have it in the bottom of the seventh, I always thought.
That's all right.
Either way, maybe they're going to play
Absolutely.
Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the next inning. Hope so.
That started out in the mound.
The Don Boyle rendition of it.
Flannery at the plate. No, I'm not singing.
You're not singing, huh? We can't convince him.
In the bottom of the sixth here.
Got to get Bill Murray to do it, right?
Absolutely. The 1-0 pitch. That's a strike call, and the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike.
I forgot about that Bangor was also called the Coffee News Comrades.
That's right.
You're right. Coffee News up there, their sponsor.
1-1, strike call inside corner. Outfield with a bit of a shift towards left center with Brookings over that way. Pitch swing and a miss, and the strikeout of Cole Flannery, and you have one down. So good work there by Stoddard. He doesn't get many strikeouts, but he'll take that one. That's a third of the ball game.
It's always good to get that first batter out.
Brings up Steve Burns.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 today, but he got a big leadoff hit, scored the go-ahead run in their early game today.
First pitch in for the strike.
It's the other thing we forget about Braintree, Don, is it's their game. This is their second 9-inning game today.
That's right. The 0-1 down a little low.
The other game began at approximately, I want to say, 11 o'clock down there, right? So they played a game down there. They jumped on this giant bus and traveled back over here.
Because of yesterday's rain, they're using a couple of different locations to get this tournament back in order. Pitch low and away.
There was so much water here yesterday. The whole outfield was all around the warning track, and the outfield was buried with water.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be raining all that hard, at least in my
No,
estimation. I mean, it was coming down pretty good, but
yeah.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count goes.
Yeah, and there's that
2-2.
There's that off-speed pitch behind in the count. Nice pitch by Stoddard, and that time you could tell clearly Burns thought he was going to throw him a fastball.
Burns today is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Ball gets away from the catcher. Throw down, and great work by Kyler Park. Great hustle, and that will complete the strikeout.
Yep.
That's the 4th strikeout for Stoddard.
The center fielder, number 12, Jackson Duffy.
Brings up Jackson Duffy. Duffy 0 for 2. Neither team has got a whole bunch out of the bottom part of their order.
No, they haven't.
I mean, Adams had that base hit in the second and scored on a wild pitch.
Yeah, and Jackson Duffy got the tying RBI in the 9th inning where they were down 2-1. Burns got a double, and then an RBI single by Jackson Duffy is what tied that game up. Otherwise, Woonsocket would have won that first game.
Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike here.
Duffy certainly did his part so far today. He's trying to do some more today. I mean, this evening.
Roll foul, third base side. Braintree making their home on the third base side. Bangor on the first base side tonight.
Yep, still some activity down in that Braintree, Massachusetts dugout. Bullpen, rather. The only activity in the dugout is everybody's leaning over the railing on both sides. Sun has finally gone down here.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little cooler.
Yep.
Swing and a miss and a
side
strikeout.
out.
So Stoddard comes up with strikeouts 3, 4, and 5. And 1, 2, 3 they go. We'll be back with the top of 7. Still 4-1 Braintree.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before.
Well, welcome back. Zach Ireland stepping up to the plate. Out of town, we got a score. Steve Riley.
It's what, 4-2 in favor of Rochester, New Hampshire over West Hartford.
In a elimination game. They're in the same point of the contest in the 7th inning there. Gray working here in the 7th against Ireland. Ireland's walked, struck out, hits the ball down the left field line. Could be trouble.
Fair ball.
That is a fair ball, and he's looking for 2. Ball chased down by Flannery. Great throw, and they got him. Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez.
Flannery's got an arm. He likes to throw it around, and there you go. That is the second time they've had a base runner thrown out trying to stretch it. That could be significant in this game. So
Certainly
Ireland's going to get a single.
Especially the leadoff batter. You know.
7-4 on the
Now
out.
batting, number 19, Nick Kennard.
You know, you're down by 3. You know, you want to get to that base standing up. If you can't get a stand-up double, you know, you're risking it.
Nick Kennard coming in to hit.
That's a pinch hitter here.
He came in yesterday in the later innings. So he may go in to play left field for Sheehan. We'll have to wait and see. He's at the plate here. Boy, they've run themselves now out of a couple of chances back in the 4th.
I know.
They tried to stretch that double into a triple.
In the 5th, they were the double play back to the mound.
I thought Ireland had that double easy when that ball skewed away from
Yeah, when
Flannery.
it skewed away, yeah.
But we don't know what it looks like just beyond the stands there.
So he grabbed it, he threw a bullet to second base.
He did.
Yeah.
Count of 2 balls and 1 strike to Kennard. this thing all works. The loser of this game will play again tomorrow at 1 o'clock versus the winner of that New Hampshire-West Hartford game.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the loser of that game is out of the tournament. Pitch inside for the strike.
Wow.
Beautiful pitch again. That's the 9th strikeout for Gray. His first since the 5th inning, however.
Yeah. That one was like a little in. I think that's going to be all. I think it's going to be the pitch count scenario.
Yeah,
maybe.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
Kyle Gray's going to come out of the lineup. With that happening, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back as we take a look at Kyle Roach going through his warm-up pitches now, Steve. Coming on for Kyle Gray.
Kyle Roach coming in. Kyle Gray, what a fantastic performance here today, Don. He gave up 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 9, walked 3, and pitched an inning in the game earlier today in that close victory against Woonsocket, Rhode Island. So, you know, hats off to Mr. Gray. He did his job.
He certainly did, allowing 1 run. It was a run that was scored on a balk.
Balk, right.
He gave up 5 hits. Team did not commit any errors. Struck out the 9, as you mentioned. Walked just a couple of batters, so his control was pretty good. Walked 3 to be precise.
And if you're the Bangor Coffee News comrades, you're actually happy to see him go. And the reason why he went is because of the pitch count rule again.
That's right.
Because if you added up the 18 pitches he had from this morning, he had a maximum of 120 pitches for the day. And he added it up to that, take the 18 away. He had 102 pitches I think he was eligible for today. I mean, in this game. So
he goes 6 2/3.
Yep.
In line to pick up the win. Roach is on, and his first pitch to Crichton is outside for ball 1. 2 out, nobody on the base path.
Well, we've seen 3 pitchers in the first game. Kyle Roach did not pitch in the first game.
Roach ready to deal it, and the righties pitch fouled straight back towards us, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike.
We don't know what high school these players go to, and we don't know their ages as well, at least on this roster.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, fouled off. Got a pretty good battle going on there here in the top of the 7th. You and I were talking during the commercial break that Bangor's kind of run themselves out of some great situations in this game.
You know, they had a lead. They could have a leadoff single there, right? Instead of having nobody out. Then now they have 2 outs. Churts.
Pitch fouled off.
And then the other one, the L1 to 3 double play back in the 4th inning. I think that was just bad luck.
Yeah, 5th inning. Yeah.
5th inning rather. Yeah. That's just bad luck. But being outrun on the double that Noah Misbrenner got, you know, you're down by what at the time? 3 runs at the time, right? Or 4 runs at the time, and you go thrown out at third base with 1 out. It's another no-no.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch again fouled off. Crichton doing a pretty good job hanging in there, measuring the pitches from Kyle Roach.
Yeah, he's certainly being pesky for a number 8 batter.
Yes, he is. Well, complexions of a game can certainly change dramatically.
That got him.
I guess it won't. Another strikeout. 10th overall for Braintree pitching. In the first, for the reliever, Kyle Roach. We'll be back with
close.
yes, indeed. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th. That's all upcoming.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage of the Northeast Regional American Legion Baseball Tournament. We're into the bottom of inning number 7. Now we know why they did God Bless America, the singing of God Bless America, between the
6th inning.
6th inning at the half mark there. They wanted to give away money.
The 50-50 raffle at the bottom of the 7th inning.
Nolan Freeman.
Home plate umpire was actually fixing his scorecard, not looking at his 50-50 raffle ticket.
So we're into the bottom of the 7th inning. It started on the mound, still working. His pitch count's got to be getting up there a little bit too. Freeman, Adams, and Sylvia, the scheduled hitters for Braintree. The 0-1 from Stoddard missed way outside. The count goes 1-1. Stoddard struck out the side in the 6th, so his strikeout total up to 5 in the ball
impressive
game.
for the 6th inning.
Yeah.
You know? Especially when somebody's seen you 3 times
Absolutely.
or 3rd time around, you know.
4-1 game here in the 7th. This one far from over. You got Gray out of the game now on pitch count.
Yeah.
Ethan Stoddard's pitch dribbles off the end of the bat. You must be able to finish the batter when you hit your limit, right?
You would
get
think
through
so.
You get through the
No,
batter.
you don't.
You don't?
No. That's the end of the pitches. That's it.
That's it. Okay. Here comes the 2-2 ground ball hit down to the shortstop. Island will charge it, and he boots it. Must be taking his eye off the ball, although you do get some tricky hops on this
Hard
infield
surface.
I've seen.
Yeah, it's a hard surface. You can see from your monitor, you probably can see it, how light the dirt is. It's a hard surface.
Now batting, the shortstop.
So Freeman reaches on the error. That's a third of the ball game by Bangor. And brings up Justin Adams. Adams scored on a wild pitch back in the 2nd, so the block on the wild pitch kind of canceled themselves out.
Yep.
So it's still a 3-run game.
Yep.
How was that for some quick math? Bunt attempt and bunted right into the body of Adams. Yeah.
That was a curveball that time. What I usually tell my players down to bunt is imagine that the bat has no lid on the top and you filled it up with water, and you cannot let the water out when you go to bunts. You can't let the fat part of the bat or the barrel go up below the handle, otherwise you'll pop it up or mess it up.
There's a bunt, third base side, rolls into foul territory.
Now that's a bunt for a base hit where you want it to go down the line. Either you're going to be safe or it's going to be a foul ball, not a sac bunt. I wonder, he's trying to do both there.
Nice display of sportsmanship by the catcher, Tyler Parker.
Yeah.
So the count now 0-2. Stoddard checks that runner at first. He'll throw that way. Runner got back. 0-2 pitch. He's showing bunt again. They snap a throw down to the bag. Quick tag by Missbrenner, but Freeman got on back there.
Missbrenner has a quick hand to get that tag down, I'll tell you that much.
So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And they're asking for another call there. Safe.
He's going to bunt it with 2 strikes and bunt it foul, and that will be recorded as a strikeout. 6 of the ball game for Ethan Stoddard.
Well, I think the reason why they were asking the umpire down at first base for a ruling was they thought that he had offered at the last bunt when he didn't.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's what it was.
Good look at Billy Sylvia checking in. Hit by a pitch back in the first, singled, and hit into a double play.
Double or something, I think. I don't know. Got on second, I know that. I think he got the third on the wild pitch. He was stranded there in the second inning.
Pitch fouled off by the leadoff hitter for Braintree here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Interesting to watch the third baseman now. Copperwaith over there is now he backs up a step or two. As he was up on the edge of the grass with 1 out.
Another throw over. Want to go back in time over there. Oh, it's starting to cool off a little bit. Very refreshing.
Yeah.
Might have been that ice cold water that I found at the bottom of the
At
barrel.
the bottom of the barrel, yeah.
You couldn't find.
See, good things are found sometimes at the bottom of the barrel.
That's right, exactly.
Well, at least there was. You didn't bob for apples.
No, I didn't. I wanted to throw my head in there.
Yeah,
It's so nice and icy cold.
Yeah, it's ice cold water.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch down low. Nice stop by Park behind the plate.
I was listening to a thing on the radio that a lot of countries are planning on banning plastic bottles for water.
Yeah.
Because they're finding their way out into the oceans and they're conglomerating in spots as junk.
Fishies don't like them either. That ball popped
Yeah, I
up.
guess.
Foul territory.
Nice effort there by.
Yeah. Missbrenner gives you 110%.
He does, yeah.
Use a cliche.
Yeah, he does.
One ball, 2 strikes to count. Ground ball right back off the glove of Stoddard. Taken by Ireland. They get the out at first. And
nope. They say
they got it.
Yep.
Yes. Double play.
So
very close. Yeah. Sylvia's so quick down that line. So 6 unassisted, 6-3 on the double play. Oh, yeah, it did hit the, you're right, it did hit his glove.
Yeah.
You want to be completely precise about it? We can do that. All right, we'll be back with more after this.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why.
Back with the top of the 8th, that's Ryan Brookings leading things off against the reliever, Kyle Roach. Kyle Gray went 6 2/3 of 5 hit 1-run baseball with 9 strikeouts, and Roach came on and struck out a batter of his own, so that's 10 strikeouts for the pitching staff through 7 innings of work.
Kyle Gray was just terrific.
Did you find your water?
Yes, I did.
Awesome.
Yeah, I put one in there. The ice cooled it down a bit.
Oh, it's in the bottom. You didn't have to put one in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get you one. Sylvia's going to have to float on back. That's Night Sky he's looking into, and it's caught. And Brookings retired on a fly ball to start the 8th. Brings up Tyler Park.
Now batting.
So the loser of this game will play the winner of that West Hartford Rochester, New Hampshire game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll have it for you. If everything goes as planned. You never know.
You don't know.
And we'll bring you some more terrific baseball.
Tyler Park has used his speed to his benefit today, hasn't he? Bunt single, infield single.
Fouls that off. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Scored the only run.
Roach doesn't look that tall down, but he does have a little pop on the ball.
Yep.
He looks like maybe one of the younger players on this team.
Got started on deck. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes.
One of those kids you'd love to have on your high school team. You know, this pitcher right out there now, Kyle Roach.
Yep. Looks in for the side. Now time call by Park. The catcher should know how to get under the skin.
They turn lights on in the dugouts? That's what it looks like, right? Yeah, there's a light on now down in the dugout. So they have lights on there.
Here comes the 1-2. That's going to go all the way to the backstop.
And that's what that timeout does to you.
Yeah.
He wanted a pitch, and he couldn't.
So you got 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 run, 5 hits, and 3 errors for the team at the plate. That's Bangor. 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors by Braintree. 2-2 pitch, fouled back again.
Just missed, yeah.
Count goes full 3-2.
That was close. Awfully tough to take.
Absolutely. Count full. 1 out, nobody on here in the 8th inning. Bangor starting to run out of time, but they get a base runner here in the 8th. 4th walk issued overall by Braintree pitching, the 1st from Roach.
Now batting, number 18, Ethan Stoddard.
Brings up Stoddard. Stoddard has not had a healthy swing yet.
Well, they've been pitching him outside. He got the rep. You know, once he jacked it out of here at
he's walked twice
Holy
today.
Cross College.
Tried to turn on one and grounded down to the shortstop, which you sometimes will do when they work you outside like that. Pitch over for the strike.
You told me they actually have the state championship games here sometimes, or
MIAA, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Now is that a double elimination deal with teams, or
no, single elimination?
Single elimination.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a Super 8 tournament, they call it, which is double elimination. That's a ground ball hit down the third base line.
And how does that go?
They pick 8 teams, and they all come together and they play a double elimination tournament. So it's kind of like based on some records and reputation and power points. And
then that gets to determine who the state title is, state champion?
That's a separate state championship, like a division.
Really?
It's like the Class L would be similar to that. But
I get you.
They do the same thing with hockey.
Oh, okay. So all the different divisions will get mixed together?
You could be, right, you could be a Division 5 team.
Yeah, I get you.
And be invited. Probably wouldn't be, but.
So you could win 2 state titles then?
No, you can only win 1.
Oh.
Pitch fouled back. You can only play in that 1 tournament.
I get you.
Right.
I get you.
If you go out, I think, in the first round, you can go back to your specified.
Your specified
Your specified
tournament.
class is what I'm looking for.
I
Yeah.
get you.
Okay. Count 0-2. Stoddard awaits. Roach comes at him.
In other words, it's
Curveball
fixed.
foul.
No,
Yeah.
just joking.
I think Braintree plays in the Super 8 tournament just about every year. They're pretty. They got a pretty good ball team. Stoddard hits that ball high up into the air.
They couldn't see it. They're in trouble now.
Coming on Flannery, and he'll make the catch for the out.
Yeah, lucky Flannery saw it. As you can see the shortstop that time, Justin Adams, looking up with his arms out saying, I don't know where it is.
So you have 2 down.
Now batting, third baseman number 20, Zach Coverthwaite.
Well, if they're gonna do anything, you would think this is the inning to do it. They haven't gotten that much production out of the bottom of their order. The only extra base hit is by Miss Brenner, who's on deck.
Curveball in for the strike, and that had him bending
fooled,
the knees.
Yep, yep.
Up with today, has struck out twice, as you mentioned, a fly ball out. Number 3 guy in the lineup. So they have handled Stoddard, and they've handled
Yeah, he was
this guy right here.
2 for 5 against Vermont yesterday.
Runner goes, throw on down, time, and tag.
They got him.
Burns with the tag on a good throw from Alec Kennedy, and that will end the inning. Caught stealing. They give up yet another base with a throw out. They've thrown him out from left field. They've thrown him out from right field. They've thrown him out from behind the plate. They have done it all here. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the 8th inning. Braintree on top, 4-1.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't.
All right, welcome back here to the bottom of the 8th inning, Steve, and Braintree coming back to the plate.
Yep, they've been impressive, Don. You know, their pitching's been impressive. I mean, I know that Bangor, Maine hasn't exactly given them, you know, they've helped them in a sense.
Yes, they
their base
have.
running, but I mean, other than that, they have been impressive this game.
Alex Kennedy, who just threw the runner out, has been impressive behind the plate.
And Kennedy is a dead pull hitter. For the most part, he has flied out to left, though, once today.
And the pitch to the backstop. He singled and scored back in that 2-run first inning.
Yeah, in this game, he's hit everything to the right side. In the other game, he hit most to the right side and flied out once to left field.
You know, Stoddard's done a terrific job, too. He has not
He
given up
certainly
a
has.
run since the 3rd.
Yeah, he certainly has.
Yeah. Goes a bit unnoticed.
And you have it only as himself to blame on that throw to the outfield.
That's right.
Right.
Count goes 3-0 here. Bottom of the 8th inning.
First inning sort of set the tone, though. You know, you hit the first batter of the game.
Yep.
base hit, you know. And they scored on a fielder's choice after that to make it 2-0.
3-0 pitch over the outside corner for the strike.
His pitch count has to be getting up there, I would imagine. But
Yeah,
he
you
can
think
go as
so.
far as
Absolutely.
120 pitches, right? So
3-1, missed outside, that's ball 4.
Not a bad time now to walk out and talk to Stoddard.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, they're not that far behind in this game.
Yeah, right.
Still have the 9th inning upcoming.
Yeah, and you still got Miss Brenner coming up, who's got an extra base
Yep.
hit, you know, so you don't know. We saw that in the Vermont game.
That's
you know,
right.
It looked like that game was over. And now that is going to be a good time for the coach now to make his way out. Maybe he hears me.
Yeah, slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. Or maybe finally make the decision to take him out for the day. You know, a pitcher's always going to tell you, Don, I'm fine. They're always going to tell you that. I haven't known a pitcher yet who said they usually tell you when you're in the dugout.
That's right.
You know, if they say something to you. But I've never known a pitcher where I walk out to the mound and they tell me, well, I want to come out. You know? Sometimes they show you by their body language, but for the most part, they will never say anything to you like that. John Stuper from the Yale team used to pitch in the major leagues. I went to a clinic once with him, Don. He said to the coaches there, if you're thinking about taking him out, do it. You know? That's usually the right time. It's funny how in the major leagues they send the pitching coach out first, and sometimes they send the head coach out only when they take a pitcher out. You know. There's a bat lying on the field down there in right field in foul territory. I think it just fell out of the hands of one of the Stanford players who were all together down the right field line waiting for the next game.
Count 0-1. Sean Casey. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Casey with a couple of hits and an RBI today.
It's a good hitter.
Yep, scored a run.
In the game today, he got 2 hits, 2 this afternoon.
Hits that right to the second baseman. Big hop. Out at the back at second and on the first. Nice double play. Colford stayed right with it. That goes 4, 6, and 3. And quickly you have 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
You know, I was watching Colford on that play, Don, even though it was hit like 2 of them on 1 bounce, but he opened up with his right foot. So he actually showed the ball to the shortstop, Island, which is a good thing to do. You don't want to throw it from your side so the fielder can't see it. So you open your body up and then toss it. So nice job by the second baseman.
It's Anelli going after the first pitch, and he's got a base hit up the middle. That's his first hit of the ball game. He had struck out in the first. So he's now 1 for 3 with a walk. Brings up Cole Flannery. So Flannery to dig in. Beautiful sky tonight with the clouds.
Yeah.
Up above.
Big heavy clouds way out in
Yeah.
center field. Surrounding a little lucky they're way out there and not here.
Absolutely. Why, they look threatening to you?
Not that bad, but it could be somewhere off in the distance.
Throw to the bag at first, runner got on back there.
Well, the question here is, you send a runner, and if they throw him out, you got a rally going a little bit of a rally leading into the 9th, or do you run him to try to get that extra insurance run with 2 outs?
Strike call outside corner. Park pulled that back, and I don't know if it influenced the umpire, but he did pull it back. Flannery today has reached on a couple of fielder's choice ground balls. Has struck out. Throw to the bag at first. Runner got back over there. You're right. Miss Brenner's got a pretty good sweep tag.
Yeah, he
doesn't
sweeps it. Yeah,
Very
pretty
quickly.
hard, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it easy.
The 1-1, not missed.
Well, the weather radar in this area is all clear down. I just looked it up on AccuWeather. Yep. Forecast is humid with patchy clouds tonight, 64 for a low. Tomorrow, 81 high, partly sunny and humid.
Beautiful. Another throw over to the first
Another
base
humid
bag.
day tomorrow.
One more game coming your way tonight. The 2-1 pitch. Down low in the count. Goes a 3-1. Game is just slowing down to a snail's pace right now. In the bottom of the 8th inning. Abbreviated post-game show as we prepare for our nightcap game. Ground ball, long way to go. Fulford tried to get to it with a dive. Run a big turn at the bag at second, and scurrying back was Vanelli. So Flannery comes up with his first base hit. They get runners at first and second with 2 down. Brings up Steve Burns. Burns has hit into a 4-6-3 double play. He's 0 for 3. I'd like to turn that around now. And the pitch to the plate, and that's over for the strike call. The 0-1 fouled straight back. Count 2-0. I should say 0-2. Getting into switching the cameras here a little bit. Trying to give a couple of different camera angles. Stoddard.
We didn't have one from top of the Papagino sign out there.
0-2
right?
pitch, strike 3 call, and that's going to do it in the inning. Another strikeout for Stoddard. That's his 7th of the ball game. We're back with a top of 9, 4-1. The home team on top. Does Bangor have what it takes? Do they need 3 to tie?
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back. Good look at the pitcher and the catcher. That's Kyle Roach, Alec Kennedy. In the batter's box is nowhere. Miss Brenner. Actually, it's going to be
Copperthwaite leads it off.
leads it off here in the top of the 9th inning. Good look at him there. Miss Brenner swings from the left side. And the first pitch, ground ball, and it's through. Well, they're trying to put together at least a 3-run rally here in the top of the 9th inning, and that's a good beginning with a leadoff single. They have not had many leadoff batters on base in the ball game. They had
one was out stealing in the 7th, right?
Got a leadoff base runner on the 6th when Park scored on the block. Here's Miss Brenner. He can hit it a long way. Tried to stretch a double into a triple, was thrown out earlier in the ball game. He's trying to measure Kyle Roach. He's facing him for the first time. The Roach pitch. Tried to tickle that outside corner, just missed it.
Are you going? Yeah, sorry about that.
Am I going where?
No, I'll talk to you later. The pitcher on the mound, Roach, hasn't done that badly, Don. You know, when he came in, struck out the first batter, I think he faced, right? Shut him out last inning.
1-1 in for the strike.
And surprisingly, there's no activity down in that bullpen of Braintree. We'd think they'd have somebody ready just in case in this tight of a game.
4-1 you score.
Yeah, there's somebody actually warming up for Bangor, Maine.
Swing and a miss, and the strikeout.
That was a big strikeout. Sometimes when you get a team leader, like a bigger guy, you know, you strike him out, it makes the other guys question whether they should be getting. They could get a hit.
That's the 11th strikeout of the ball game for the pitching staff of Braintree. Second for Roach coming on in relief. This is Colford to the plate. And he popped it out.
That is a sky ball.
Catcher with the mask off. Can he find it? Kennedy will adjust underneath it and make the catch by falling backward. That was a fine play. That was not easy.
Yeah, that was not easy because it went above the lights here at Finn Stadium or Fitton Field, and it went once it goes above the lights, it's tough because then you don't know where it's going to come down, and it's tough enough for a catcher because the ball's always going to drift towards the field on that backspin.
So Island to the plate, the shortstop, trying to keep it alive here. They will remain in the tournament. This is a winner's bracket game. They will play tomorrow if they don't come on back. They'll play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Might have been foul tip. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike here to Zachary Island. Rochester, New Hampshire. Trying to move on in this tournament too. West Hartford, they're battling right now against that pitch fouled back. Rochester, New Hampshire. Last report, New Hampshire was leading that game, Steve, late.
Yeah, 4-2. See if we can get an update on that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll walk over there and see if I can find that out for us.
Count 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 out. Roach, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And Braintree with a very impressive 4-1 win here tonight as they come up with the victory. Never put it on the 9th inning. I'm going to do that to make it official before Steve comes our way with a brief recap. So that's it. This one is in the books.
Well, down this one, Braintree, Massachusetts jumped out right away. The first batter of the game was hit by a pitch. That was Billy Sylvia, and then he moved on a base hit to right field by Alex Kennedy, and then an RBI single by Sean Casey got them right on the board. A 4-6 fielder's choice RBI by Cole Flannery, and it was just like that. It was 2-0, and I think that was the difficulty for Bangor, Maine, as they were chasing in this game all the way through. So Braintree scored 2 in the first. In the second inning, Braintree scored again after the 9-hitter got a single and a big double by Billy Silva, and with mix in a wild pitch, and just like that, the score was 3-0. And then they got another one in the third inning after Sean Casey got on a base hit. There was a walk, a fielder's choice, and then the double play. The run scored on the double play. There was no RBI there, but in any event, it was 4-0 at that point through the third inning. And Kyle Gray just dominant today with 9 strikeouts, 3 walks, give up 4 hits. Bangor, Maine did get a single run in the 6th inning after Tyler Park got a bunt single, stole a base, and then it was a fly ball, a balk actually, after he got to third base on a fly ball, which actually allowed him to score. So Bangor, Maine is the only run coming on a balk. So for Bangor, Maine, they got 1 run on 5 hits. There was 3 errors, which proved a little costly, and they left 5 runners on base. More so was costly to them is the runners being thrown out on the base paths. Braintree, Massachusetts got 4 runs on a total of 7 hits, and they left 5 runners on base, and that will do it with the score being 4-1 in Braintree's favor. Braintree will move on in the winner's bracket, and as you said, Don, earlier, for Bangor, Maine, they will play tomorrow, I believe, at 1 o'clock against the winner of the game between West Hartford and Rochester, New Hampshire. I just checked on no score, no update on that score. I got to imagine it's either over by now or they're going to extras.
Braintree will play tomorrow night against the winner of our Game 8, which is going to be the one between Stamford and Shrewsbury in just a bit. All right, for Steve Riley, we bid adieu. Goodbye, everybody. Back in just a few. Stay with us. Stamford and Shrewsbury up next.